Welcome to Sports, Wheels, and Reels with Jeff Miller and Austin Horton. One show, two guys, three topics, unlimited possibilities. Presented by Mark Miller Subaru. Engage with us on social media or email us at podcast@mmsubaru.com. And now, welcome your hosts, Jeff Miller and Austin Horton.
Hi there, episode 56 of Sports, Wheels, and Reels. I am Austin. She is not Jeff Miller.
I'm not.
We've talked about her behind the scenes a lot, but this is Katie.
Yes, Katie. I'm Katie.
She's like Cher or Celine. She only needs one name.
That's it.
Katie.
Uh-huh.
And we'll be talking to her about what she does, who she is, and why she isn't. Coming up on today's Sports, Wheels, and Reels. The Utes are big in the news. The Women's World Cup, Little League World Series with Utah ties. We also have Forrester and Solterra news, and then a movie or two. Coming up next, episode 56. Be right back.
My name is Spencer Kofed, and my Subaru is Extreme Adventure. Outback's really great for my lifestyle. It's got the ground clearance, it has four-wheel drive. It has just enough space for all my gear, but it's not crazy big of a footprint, so you can drive around the city really easily. It's a great car. And I almost never sleep in a tent now when I camp. I always sleep in the back of the Outback. I backcountry ski a lot here in the Wasatch, and I tour a lot. And to get there in a snowstorm, I want something reliable, and the Subaru gets me to the trailhead, and then I can go hike and ski Utah's great powder. If any of my friends were looking to buy a Subaru, I'd recommend Mark Miller Subaru. They have a promise price guarantee. It's just a really transparent experience. You never feel like they're hiding stuff from you. Whether it's skiing, skydiving, dirt biking, mountain bikes, surfing, and wakeboarding, my Subaru gets me out on my adventures. Subaru is a brand I trust, and Mark Miller Subaru is the Utah retailer that I love.
All right, sports. Katie, before we dive into sports.
All right.
Who are Katie?
Okay. Well, Katie, a little bit of a track star, I like to say.
Okay.
I ran track in college. Played other sports.
Where?
growing
What
up.
college?
Westminster College.
Okay, so a private college.
You could say that. Honestly, I went there for less than I would have for the U, so that's kind of why.
Really? Oh, because scholarship or whatever?
Yeah, scholarship. So that's that was my thing. Hurdles were my jam, so.
Let me ask you an ignorant question.
All right.
Westminster doesn't have their own track and field, do they? Like their own facilities?
No,
so
it's
you
unfortunate.
use...
We have a little tiny 100-meter strip on some turf. I was doing my tour, and I was like, oh, so where's the track at? And they're like, oh, follow me. 100 meters.
A hallway?
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay.
Don't run on wax day. Yeah.
No, so we would just go to high school tracks, which it was like Highland or like East is like 5 minutes away. So it wasn't too big of a deal, but a little.
But the U wouldn't let you use their facilities?
They charge you an insane amount.
Do they?
Yeah, so.
Thanks, Utah, for nothing. Well, cool. When was that? Like yesterday?
I graduated in May, so kind of.
Yeah, all right, yeah. Everyone that sees you walk around here is like, Who's the bring your daughter to work day girl? Well, who's got their daughter here with them today? Because you're like 9 years old.
Close, yeah. A little more than that.
Well, so track star Katie from Westminster. Where were you raised here?
Born and raised, yeah, Park City, Utah.
Okay, cool. Snow girl or?
Yeah, I ski.
Okay.
Dab up in that a little bit.
What is it about Park City kids that ski rather than snowboard? Because are you just afraid of having more fun? Or is it, yeah, you tell me.
Well, I think it kind of depends. That's a tough question, you know? I think it depends. I did try both, but
Okay.
I was like, started skiing when I was
Didn't
2.
have the guts to do snowboard.
I guess. I started skiing when I was 2, and then I tried to like snowboard when I was like 11, but then it hurts more to learn. So, like, I don't remember learning how to ski, so I didn't fall skiing that much.
When you were 2?
Yeah, young, 2, 3. And
I've got a 2-year-old right now, and it's all we can do to keep him from diving onto his head, walking down the stairs.
Yeah,
so.
Park City does this crazy thing, too. So then elementary school on Fridays, they do this, like, program. I don't know if they still do it, but it was like, get out and play. So half days, they'd go take you to ski the rest of the day.
What?
Yeah.
Must be nice.
So
Must
like
be
I had,
nice.
yeah, I don't know what it was
You
like.
know what we did on Friday? We had half days because we had to go to our job in the toy factory.
Yeah, well, I liked it. So that's where I learned how to snowboard.
Well, welcome to the podcast.
Well, thanks for having me.
To this side of the podcast.
There we go.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about the Utes. The Utes are leaving the Pac-12 because the Pac-12 is a dead animal, dying on the side of a highway, rotting with maggots crawling out of it, and still saying, we're worth something. You're not. You're worth nothing. So the Utes got on the train with the Big 12. Are you a Utah fan? Do you know about Utah sports?
Yeah.
How do you feel? You grew up Park City. Mm-hmm. You grew up during the Pac-12 years.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Utah going to the Big 12 on the coattails of BYU?
You know,
I said that just for Jeff.
I have some mixed feelings about it. I feel like sports is always evolving and always changing. So I see where they're coming from, but I like the traditional side of things. But that's all I really have to say on it.
Apparently, the Pac-12 got an offer of $30 million per school from ESPN for a TV deal. And George Klyavkov, the commissioner, got with a professor, either Stanford or Cal, they haven't said, but it was one of those two schools. And that professor read his numbers and said that the schools were worth $50 million apiece. So they turned down ESPN. ESPN then laughed them off the planet and said, no, we turn you down. We're not paying you $50 million a school. And then they lost all their schools because there was really no TV deal because they weren't worth $50 million apiece. So now the Pac-12 is dissolving. All but 4 schools have left. There is one last season of football, which is very weird and awkward because, it's the Pac-12 conference. This is it. You got to go. The Utes are favored to win after USC. USC got picked to win the conference. And Utah right now doesn't have a quarterback. Bryson Barnes would be the starter right now, but he's dealing with the fact that he's not as good as the other guys. Cam Rising coming back off an ACL. He probably is not going to be ready to play Florida game 1. And the freshman quarterback, I'm spacing on his name, that everyone loves, just got hurt in practice. So it's probably Bryson Barnes. It's probably going to be a lot of running plays and tight end dink and dunks. I don't know if that's enough to beat Florida, but it is at home, and college football is upon us. So exciting stuff. I love college football.
It's fun.
It's my favorite sport to watch and to follow. I'm a huge Angels fan. I love baseball. You work for the Bees part-time, full-time? Part-time here, part-time there.
Yeah.
You're in like 5 organizations. Weren't you with Real Salt Lake at one point? Or is that someone else around here?
No, that was not me.
Well, good, because that's soccer. Pshaw. Unless it's women's soccer. The real side of soccer. But anyway, I love college football, so I'm excited. Speaking of women's soccer, the Women's World Cup, the U.S. took a whole bunch of you like the traditional approach of sports. They took a really old roster to New Zealand and Australia and paid for it.
It's true.
And they're out.
That one hurt.
And I am a big soccer fan, especially when it comes to the World Cup. I think the women's sport is so much more aggressive and exciting than the men's. And so I was really bummed because if I'm going to spend time away from my wife and kids watching soccer in the middle of the freaking night, it's only for Team USA, and they're out. So I haven't really followed it after that. But
no, I haven't really seen anything, but that was a tough way to end it.
Not fun. Mm-mm. And then finally, Little League World Series. ESPN continues to make millions of dollars off the backs of children, unlike Katie's experience growing up, where she was given millions of dollars for being a child.
I don't know about that one.
I worked in the sweatshops of Layton City.
All right.
Much like these little leaguers who are just doing it for the fame and no fortune. But it is fun to watch the Little League World Series, and the Utah team is doing really well. The Sports Center top 10, I think it was number 3. The second baseman for Utah made a catch, full body extension, caught this ball, and it was Sports Center top 10. So exciting stuff. That's it for sports. Coming up next, we'll get into some car stuff. talk about what Katie does here on the car side of things. And good news if you're a Forester fan, better news if you're a Solterra curious fan. Stay tuned.
My name's Jamie Estry, and my Subaru is Freedom. I've had so many animals over the years. One of the things that I love about Mark Miller Subaru is they're the largest animal welfare supporter in the Salt Lake Valley. You may not even realize it, but they're probably supporting a nonprofit that you love in the community. And my wife and I, our daughter Harper, and our dogs, we're just so happy that we picked Mark Miller Subaru. Subaru is a brand that I trust, and Mark Miller Subaru is the local retailer that I love.
Welcome back, Wheels. Katie, what do you drive without giving us your license plate and address?
Yeah, not my social security number. All right,
no credit app yet.
I drive.
Now, before you answer, sorry.
Okay, no.
I once asked Ashley this, and we fixed what her answer was. And wasn't it a good decision?
It might need some fixing. I drive a 2012 Outback.
That's no fixing needed.
Yeah.
Until it decides it needs to literally be fixed.
It's done that a few times.
Okay, well
recently.
let's talk. Let's chat. It's better than, I don't know, let's say 09 Jeep.
Yeah.
It was a 2014.
2014 that drives like an 09.
Yeah.
All right. Well, cool. So we are a Subaru store, so we're going to talk about Subaru news here for a minute. But tell us what you do here for Mark Miller Subaru. We talked about what you do, what you did in college. We know you work for the Bees part-time. What do you do here?
So I'm the marketing intern. So I just work basically for the marketing team. Wherever they need help, they kind of use me, been teaching me a lot, which has been cool. I started in... I started in March.
So not the PR intern.
No.
They use me.
They use me. I don't know if use is the right word. They teach me.
They utilize your skills.
They utilize my skills.
To the absolute max.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. It's been fun.
Have you had, how long have you been doing it? 3 months?
Like end of March. So almost 6 months.
Wow. Everything goes so fast.
It does.
Is it an open-ended thing?
I think it's to be determined.
Okay. Well, you may have just blown it. No, just kidding.
I did. I said they used me, I don't know if
I'm just trying to make you nervous. No, everyone will be fine. It'll be just fine. We're excited for you. We've been glad to have you here. I'd love to see you continue here.
It's been fun.
All right, let's talk about the Forester. The 2024 Forester has been announced. You can order it now. Call the store, 801-506-1200. Ask for cells. If you want, ask for me at 1247 extension. And the 2024 Forester is much the same as the 2023. Updated computer system, but still the same smaller screen. They're not yet jumping to the big, large screen like the Outback until the 2025 model year, which should be hitting the ground about a year from now. So if you're in the game for a Forester and you don't want the big screen, this is your last chance to get a new Forester without that big screen. So, and the base model starts at $28,000. Pretty good. They only raised prices by $400, which is, considering what the rest of the industry is doing, really, really nice of Subaru to keep it under $500 a car. So excited about that. And if you have been wondering about the electric vehicle, the Solterra, truth of the matter is they have not sold as well as Subaru wanted them to. Does not mean that they're a bad car. It just means the foot traffic and the interest has not matched with the interest rates. So what Subaru has done is that through the end of August, if it's past then it's to be determined, but through the end of this month, you can get 0.9% financing on a brand new Solterra Premium. You can lease a brand new Solterra Premium for like $399 a month before taxes, so it's really like $450 a month. But other than that, before this promotion from Subaru, it was like $700, $800, $900 a month. So now you're only down into the mid fours to lease a Solterra, all electric, all-wheel drive. You guys were just doing some fun stuff with the Solterra I overheard before the show. It can go anywhere and do anything, and it's electric. So it's better for your pocketbook, better for the environment, and it's the way of the future. Subaru's going to have 8 EVs by 2030. They want half of our cells to be EVs by 2030. So stay tuned for more on that. But yeah, if you're interested in the Solterra, they're also offering $50 to come test drive one. So come down, get $50 for a test drive, get $750 off the MSRP from us, get $7,500 off from the federal government. This is the time to come. Actually, $250 off from us, $750 from Subaru, and $7,500 from the federal government. So this is the time to get a Solterra. All right, coming up next, we'll get into some movies. Katie saw a movie recently that I'm appalled that she saw. Talk about it next.
My name is Sierra Hudson. My Subaru is safety for my family. So this past winter, we hit a black ice and we just started to slide. And it was just one of those moments where you truly feel helpless. I know it's a car, but it means so much more to us and our family. Subaru is one of the safest brands, and I've personally lived that. Subaru is a brand you can trust, and Mark Miller Subaru is the local Utah retailer that you will love.
All right, let's talk movies. Katie, are you a big movie fan?
I am. I am.
So I always say everyone's favorite pastime, movies. There's no one that doesn't like watching a good movie. Most people like watching bad movies because you're at the movies. Mm-hmm. My daughter turned 5 this week. We went to Elemental on $5 Tuesday. We let her pick. I showed her the trailer for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and she was all excited, and that was the one. Then my wife said, "What about Elemental?" And I was like, "Sheesh." So we showed her that one, and of course she picked that one.
Yeah.
And it was good. It could have been better.
Okay.
I don't get the whole. There's been all this political talk about the movie, which I truly missed. Watching the movie, I was like, "What is everyone upset?" There's nothing in this movie to be upset by, other than it's a little kid movie that's 2 hours long.
Yeah, that's
so the last 35 minutes, I was like, "My goodness." My 2-year-old, who, did you know humans share 98% of DNA with chimpanzees?
Yes.
My 2-year-old shares 99% of DNA with chimpanzees. He was absurd. So anyway.
A little too long.
Yes. All right. But it was good. So if you haven't seen it, check it out. Also coming out today, a movie called Strays. It is, I can't tell if they're CGI or real, but it's 2 dogs voiced by Jamie Foxx and Will Ferrell. It's a rated R comedy about stray dogs. Okay. It will probably be funny but stupid, but I'll see that one for sure.
Sometimes that's the best kind of funny.
Yep.
Stupid funny.
And then you saw?
I saw Barbie.
Okay. The #1 movie in the world, which is absurd because Mission Impossible came out this summer. But Oppenheimer, Barbie, they've taken over the world. Oppenheimer's kind of faded into the background. Still, the line at the movie theater at 1 p.m. on Tuesday to get your picture taken behind that stupid Barbie box, just so you could go up on Instagram like every other lemming in the world, was 7 people deep to take their picture. So I'm off my box now. My wife loved it. My daughter, against my wishes, saw it and liked it. What did you think of it?
I loved it. It was good.
Loved it.
I loved it. Going to the movie theater too, everyone is dressed in pink. It just kind of adds a little fun. I wore a pink hat. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. It was fun.
When in Rome,
like you have to. Yeah. Like you can't not wear.
Be
pink
a good
Barbie.
sport. Yeah.
Like you might as well enjoy the full experience. And I definitely
I'd go dressed as the Grim Reaper.
I enjoyed the full experience. Also, the soundtrack is great. I've been listening to it since.
I've heard a few songs. It is, as the children used to say, fire. It has a lot of Riz.
We don't say that.
No.
Yeah, don't say
I just learned what Riz was. Or is.
I think you used it wrong.
That's fine. I am almost 40. I still say things like cool and chill. And
those are acceptable.
And we be up here, but yeah.
Yeah, that one's not acceptable. So
All right, so Barbie, she loved it.
I loved it.
It's her favorite movie she's ever seen.
No, I wouldn't go
Said
that far.
right here by Katie, no last name intern.
Yeah, I would like to watch it again though, because I feel like I'd pick up on
Let's
some
make
more
a deal.
things.
You watch it for me.
Okay.
And give my opinion.
I can do that.
I will eventually see the movie. It's just not been one I've gone to see in the theater.
It's good. Ken was more of he was a bigger character than I thought he was going to be too.
Here's what I dislike, and you're not doing this, but what I dislike about movies is that they become a hot red table topic from every angle. And I've heard all these things about gender wars and political wars and the fact that the movie is called Barbie, but the bigger star is Ken.
No, I wouldn't go that far.
Okay.
But it is.
I've heard that, though, that he draws
No, he does.
more of the audience.
He had a bigger role than I thought he was going to have. But the actual plot and storyline, it's good. You tear up a little bit.
I have read some of the things that they say near the end. It's really good.
It is really good. I think everyone should watch it.
And as a man raising a female in this world, I love female-empowered movies.
Yeah.
That's why Captain Marvel was not a great movie, but I loved that movie because it showed my little girl that she can kick some ass.
It's true. It's cool. I think everyone should watch it.
Tail, rear end, nicely. Don't kick anyone, Harper. I love you. All right, Katie, thanks for doing the show.
Yeah, thanks
Appreciate
for having
it.
me.
That's Katie, who's usually over there. Ashley, who's always over there because she was here once and never will come back again. You will? Put it in writing.
It's promising.
And for Jeff Miller, wherever the hell he is, I'm Austin Horton. He's running a business. I got it. That's just a little joke. That was episode 56. We are on our way, folks. Maybe you'll be the 9th viewer this week.
There we go.
See you next week. Until then, Utah by 5.
Trust me. Trust me.